All right, so this is a nice short presentation, but just to recap what the conservation of energy is, because we've talked about it plenty, so hopefully this is just a bit of a review. All right, so the law of conservation of energy says that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. You've heard me say that several times. Hopefully you remember that. We know that energy can be transformed into new forms. It can be converted, but it's never lost or gained. So we can never just have it disappear into thin air or have it magically appear. It's going to always be converted from one form to another. But there's one thing that was going to continuously reoccur from chapter to chapter, and that is friction. There is no way that we can have conversion without thermal energy. There's always going to be at least a little bit of thermal energy because we cannot completely get rid of friction. We can get rid of a lot of it in some scenarios, but never 100%. So anytime you have something that's converted, you have energy that's converted. Some of that energy is going to go to thermal energy because if you think about rubbing your hands together, you feel that heat, friction. It's because of friction. That causes thermal energy. So some of it's going to go to thermal energy due to friction. The rest of it will go to the energy that whatever that person was trying to create or that machine was trying to create. Now, if there were such a machine, something like an ideal machine, we talked about those last chapter, it would be called a perpetual motion machine. And that would be a machine that could run forever without additional energy. So there'd be no friction, which means that once energy was put in, it could keep running because it wouldn't lose any of that energy to friction. But that is impossible, just as we know that ideal machines are impossible. So I want you, for extra credit on this, to write next to this that last blank ideal machine. So you know that they're essentially the same thing.